Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Are
Everyone
you
ready?
recording again?
Yeah.
Damn it!
Daniel set me up for that one. I knew he did. He threw me a little lob ball.
I look over. I don't see your face or this because my glasses obscure a little bit, and I look over. And I see the look on your face, like, oh, this is gold.
Okay, so welcome to Damage Control Podcasting, a special podcast on the Avengers Infinity War. It's the nightcap of Damage Control's Marvel month. There's not going to be a spoiler-free section. This is all spoilers.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen it, turn the damn thing off. Go watch the movie. It's awesome. Then come back and listen.
I will put in big bold letters the description spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, don't listen to this.
And if you do listen, it's your own damn fault.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna put since we'll probably end up talking about this forever. I'm gonna put a 30-minute timer on there, and we're just gonna
go to town.
Go to town.
All
Okay.
right, let's do it.
So starting the timer now.
Oh my god, it
Daniel,
was so awesome.
Daniel,
watching
you're
this.
up.
I loved it. I think Infinity War was one of the best Marvel movies they've made. It feels like when the original Avengers came out. Like that epic, grandiose, everyone coming together. It was amazing. And while there are some small gripes, I can't think of this is so well done, and if you're a Marvel fan, it's a thing to watch. Incredible.
I will say because of this, DC Universe needs to just stop because they try and they try to rush to catch up with this level. They're just gonna keep doing what they've been doing and just ruining DC movie after DC movie. It's over. Just stop.
I would agree with Cody. Like, this is the nail in coffin for the DC cinematic universe, like the combined universe. Like, whatever DC does, they will never be able to do as much as what Marvel has done in Infinity War.
I wouldn't say never, because there's always a chance. But the war's over, DC. Lay down your weapons. Surrender. Infinity War murdered you. There's
Your
no
cinematic
chance.
universe. Keep doing the animated universe that they have been doing with the straight DVDs. I enjoy those DC movies all the while. But cinematic wise, yeah, just please stop.
Okay. You guys liked it. So
Loved it.
It was
Yes.
It was what Daniel said. It was the same feeling you have seeing the first Avengers when they assemble and they do that pan around shot of the whole group.
Absolutely.
And that feeling you got at that point, that was this entire movie for me.
Yep.
It felt fantastic. It felt epic, and I love Winter Soldier. This is my new favorite Marvel movie.
okay. Okay. Opening scene opens up on Thor's destroyed ship. Introduction of Thanos and standing with his back to the audience in the shadows. Thor's on the ground. I believe Loki's on the ground. We see
No, Loki is standing.
we see a painting shot. You've seen it twice. You guys, I've only seen it once.
Me too.
We painting shot of Heimdall on the ground. Something really bad has happened to him. We see Thanos' children, Ebony Maw, which I loved.
Ebony Maw was incredible.
Ebony Maw was dope.
I don't know who any of the other characters are. I felt like that one was just
That
Hulk.
was the most.
Yeah.
That one was Hulk. One looked like Hobgoblin.
Okay, so the quick rundown of them. Ebony Maw, they're all called the Black Order.
Right.
Ebony Maw is the one who did all the talking, the one that did the shush to Thor. He had the telekinetic powers. The woman with the spear is Proxima Midnight.
Okay.
The man with the spear is Corvus Glaive. And
The Hobgoblin looking.
Sure. And then the big hulking thing is Black Dwarf.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
I think they changed his name though for the movie.
They may have changed his name. They
But-
never call him anything. He's Black Dwarf from the
Right.
comics.
Yes.
okay. Opening scene. They kill Loki right in front of Thor. Thor tries to fight. Is quickly dispatched. He's bound up in metal. Loki.
Sweet Thanos Hulk fight.
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh,
Loki
It
tries.
wasn't much of a fight.
Loki tries to play Thanos. Tries to stab him. Makes a play. Calls in the Hulk. Hulk gets in 4 punches, and then Thanos MMAs him down to the ground.
Systematically, every single one of Thanos' punches was systematically made to disorder, throw Hulk off balance, and ultimately just finish him off. it was not just a
Yeah.
brawler like Hulk was doing. He was systematically targeting Hulk.
Oh yeah, Thanos has combat experience. That's the first thing they teach you.
And then Heimdall, they kill Loki. Thanos, once again with a dull blade, they kill Loki. Do we think he's dead? He's died before.
He kills him and he literally says, "No resurrections this time."
Okay.
He's dead.
So Loki's gone.
Loki's done for.
Heimdall, Rainbow Bridges, Thor out of there.
Hulk.
Oh, Hulk. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Hulk out of there. So
And then Heimdall gets nuked as well.
no, he gets stabbed
Yeah,
Well, he gets killed.
because Thanos has that pimp line, big mistake, or something, and just
That was a big mistake.
Yeah,
So-
kills him with Corvus Glaive's spear, I believe.
okay. Good. We like that so far.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Hulk.
They're like the yeah. Oh yeah.
So we come into New York. Iron Man and Pepper Potts talking.
No, we go straight to Hulk crashing into the Sanctum.
Yeah, the Sanctum land first.
Right, and I thought the introduction of Pepper Potts and
No,
Iron Man.
because Strange interrupts them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So
So the crash in, which is similar to the comics, but it's Silver Surfer in the comics.
it is almost panel from the comics, except they replace Surfer with Hulk.
Yep.
So we don't see Pepper Potts anymore after this.
One quick about that. That's actually kind of an interesting thing because Hulk, Silver Surfer, and Strange are all a member of the Defenders. So basically, they're just cutting one member of the Defenders for a different member of the Defenders in that scene. And I thought that was a real nice nod.
Okay.
That they let Hulk do that.
Yep.
Fair enough. So Stark comes into the Sanctum Sanctorum. You got Wong.
Actually, there's another plot point I want to. They elaborate on Iron Man 3 a little bit too, with that just short minute Potts and Tony. They explained some of the stuff behind Iron Man 3.
Right.
Really quick. Like, you wouldn't have put that back in. You're like, oh, I had to do that to show the tension between the two and all that stuff.
Okay. Then the Strange, Wong, Hulk, or Banner, Stark happens. The backstory on the Infinity Stones. They didn't leave it suspense at all. They flat out tell you right away where the mind. There was they just shot that out there like nothing. No money shot, nothing. Just Vision has the Mind Stone. That was done.
Well, in Age of Ultron, they said, yeah, that's the Mind Stone.
They did. I thought that was. I thought we didn't know where the Mind Stone was. No, the
The
Soul.
Soul Stones were the one we don't know where it is.
Okay. All right.
We didn't know where it was.
Didn't know. Yeah.
So then that leads to there's a quick introduction of Spider-Man with the first attack of the disc ships. There's a
Donut
quick
ships.
there's a quick fight. There's a quick fight between Ebony Maw, no, because Banner can't Hulk out.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah.
Ebony Maw, Strange, Wong, and Spider-Man joins the fray later.
And Black Dwarf.
And Black Dwarf. They go up to the donut ship after Strange gets attacked or gets captured.
And I have to say, you ruined part of this film for me.
What did I do?
Because we were talking about the how everyone loses an arm at some point, and that portal where Black Dwarf reaches out and snatches it shut and he loses his arm. I'm like, fucking Adam, right there, someone lost an arm.
I forgot about that until just now, but yeah, another guy loses part of an arm.
So that starts the separation of the teams. So right there on the donut ship, you've got Strange, Spider-Man, Stark, soon to be. Oh, we'll get there later. And then so that cuts that story off for a little bit. Then it's the introduction of.
Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Oh, you're right. So okay.
Before we get there, though, there is something to touch on about that part when Spider-Man gets onto the ship. He gets his new suit,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then he says the line or does he say that line to Iron Man there, or does he say it later?
What's
It
the line?
comes later.
It's okay. Yeah.
That comes later.
All right.
All right,
Anyway.
we'll remember that when it comes up because I
Yeah,
don't know
'cause
what line you're talking
That
about.
comes after. That comes after the Vision and Scarlet Witch scene.
Okay.
Okay, so Vision and Scarlet are hanging out. Where was it at?
Somewhere in
Scotland.
Europe, Scotland.
Okay.
It was Edinburgh.
Okay, they're hanging out. They're attacked by Corvus Clave.
Corvus Glaive
And the lady.
and
Proxima
Proxima Midnight.
Yep.
That fight did not go so well. Scarlet Witch is a badass.
She is.
She's got her flying
As of
powers
right
in this.
now, she is the most powerful of the non-Hulk heroes in the current MCU.
No,
Not
no,
anymore, she's not.
She's gone.
As of right now.
No, she's
As this point in the movie,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, okay. I think
Yeah,
that
as
did.
of this point in the movie, yes.
Right. Okay. So, so that fight gets a little rough. We get reintroduced to Captain America,
Widow.
Black
Widow.
Widow,
Black Widow,
Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson. Thank you. The introduction of Cap in the shadows. Did we think that was cool?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I thought that was a little on the meh side.
That's
for
just
me.
because you've
Like,
seen it
did-
300 times in the trailer.
well, yeah. Like
Yeah.
that didn't get me super excited.
Okay.
But the using Proxima's spear to stab Corvus, I thought was really sweet.
Okay.
And how they introduced Corvus by just eviscerating Vision was awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So that separates his team into America. I can't remember his name. Sam Wilson,
Falcon.
Falcon. Thank you. Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Black Widow. So there's our second team. So then we jump to. Do we jump to the Guardians now?
We jump to Guardians in Space doing their song like
Yeah.
I'm a rubber band man.
Okay. Thor hits the window.
Oh,
Yeah, after some exposition, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to.
They pull up on like all the bodies floating out in space
because they're
the
answering
stress
this
call.
distress call,
Yeah.
right? So they
they're
bring.
like, oh God, what happened?
The really relevant part there is you can tell that Gamora and Star-Lord are a thing.
Right. Okay. So you bring, which that comes in later.
Yep.
So you bring Thor in. He hits the windscreen. They bring him in.
Rocket, one of the best lines Rocket has in the movie.
Yeah.
Ah, get it off! Charles, trying to get him off the windshield.
And
like, that was
then
hilarious.
then the Thor eye-opening thing, like, oh my God, he's still alive? How the hell is he still alive out there?
Because we come to know that everyone kind of know, besides Star Lord, they kind of know who he. Because didn't Drax kind of know who he was or know of him,
Knew of the Asgardians, yeah.
and didn't Gamora as well kind of know?
She didn't seem surprised. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, they
didn't know who
showed
he
that
was.
But
Thor
they-
was on a different level, physical and strength-wise, than any of them. Like how, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it showed.
Yeah,
like,
Drax
how,
knew something was up with him, but didn't know exactly what it was.
Right, he could tell just by looking that he was powerful.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the aliens recognize more aliens.
Right.
So that set. Then there was a few little Guardians of the Galaxy humor. Did we like that it went to a Guardians of the Galaxy movie for like a 10-minute short?
I think you needed that after like the attack with Vision getting just basically destroyed, and then all the destruction in the city, and then having the ship come into space and see all the bodies floating everywhere. That's a lot of tension and a lot of like, oh my God, what's happening? And Loki dying and all that stuff. You have to have some of that release for that, and that's where that comedy section comes
Also,
in perfectly to tie it together.
The humor was definitely needed right then. I wasn't a huge fan of some of the comedy bits there, but there definitely needed
yeah,
to be
the
comedy.
talking like Thor. That was
that was a little much.
the first time was okay, but kind of like the rope swing in Ragnarok. The fifth time was.
See, I thought all that was fine because you have to do some of that comedy stuff for an extended period of time, and the interaction between those two was really interesting and fun to watch for me. So doing that joke for a little bit longer was fine.
It was fine. It just wasn't great.
It wasn't
Right.
hilarious,
Yeah.
but it was kind of funny,
Mhm.
and that's
we
what
get,
you need.
And we
Right.
also get more exposition of who the hell Thanos is with Gamora and them talking.
right.
They
But we also
get the destruction of the Nova Corps world in that scene.
Yeah, you
They
learn
talks
that.
about the power
He
stone.
destroyed Xandar last week.
you also learn the possible location of Valkyrie and Korg. They may not be dead because they said he killed half of the Asgardians. So the absence of those two, they may be coming in later. Possibly, maybe they are dead.
Possibly. I forgot about those two, to be honest.
So that ending of that scene separates the team even more to Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Thor going off to
Nihilheim.
Niflheim,
Mhm.
and that leaves Gamora, Drax,
And
and
Star Lord to go
Man-
to the
and
and
Mantis.
Mantis to go to the collective.
to go to nowhere. Right. So that brings us back to Spider-Man, Strange, and all them. There was a cool fight with Ebony Maw.
There wasn't much of a fight, really.
Well, they had monologue with Maul talking to Strange. That was my best. That was my best part.
That was fantastic.
And-
yeah,
when
showing
Maul-
how like, oh my God, this guy will hurt people.
I want an Ebony Maw solo movie now.
That guy was sweet. One of Spider-Man's best one-liner things that he threw out was there. Did you guys ever see that old movie Aliens?
Let's call back to Civil War.
Yep.
Oh, did you talk about that then too?
Yeah, in Civil War, he goes, "Have you ever seen that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back?"
No, with the
Oh, okay.
with the,
Yeah.
with
Well,
the camel
like
thing.
just being a but a callback for that, but also that being one of his one-liner things too. as a callback, and that moment when they set up for the fight with Maw was fantastic.
Is that the
for me as
line
well.
you wanted to remember?
No,
No.
the really important line that comes later is when Spider-Man is rambling and Tony's, right before Tony knights him, pretty much, and Spider-Man says, "Well, really, if you think about it, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the suit. So it's really your fault I'm here." And I think
Ooh,
that's
that
gonna be
foreshadowing
really
moment.
important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't come up with this. It's not in the movie, but I thought it would have been funny. The Avengers were the cast and crew. The cast was told this. They didn't think it'd be funny, but someone said that during the Stark Strange confrontation, if one of them said "No shit, Sherlock," that would've-
Apparently, they tried to get it in,
Yeah.
But the
and
censors wouldn't let him?
No, Benedict turned it down because he said it was
yes,
too cheesy.
he was one. Yeah, he was one of them that didn't like the line.
Yeah.
Damn it, Benedict.
Yeah, Benedict said no because it was too cheesy.
So we get
That would've
interaction.
been fantastic.
Yeah, it would've
I would have
been.
loved that.
We kind of get a power struggle between Stark and Strange.
Yes,
little bit?
like a big dick contest, basically. Like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, or like you're not the boss of me, sort of feeling.
What I got from that was less of a big dick measuring competition, but more of a leadership struggle.
Which is essentially the same thing. Like,
Yeah, this is Tony, who has effectively been the leader of the Avengers from the Avengers movies, kind of passing the torch to Strange to be the future leader of the new Avengers.
Or this actually might be he's got a chip on his shoulder because he sort of blames Stark for his accident. Because in the Doctor Strange movie, the call he gets before he has his accident is they're saying is the call that people are calling in about Rhodey
Oh, from the Civil War?
from the Civil War.
Yeah, but I think Strange
think
kind
it's
of.
that.
I think Strange likes his lot in life now. I think he prefers what he is now.
Maybe.
So at this point, our teams are set up. Well, no, there's one more. Sorry. So we go back. I believe we go back to the Cap team, and
They
they're
get a
trying to
war
fix.
machine.
They're trying to figure out what they need to do with the stone. There's a line where who else can take it out? That's where we go to Wakanda.
Well, we get the introduction that War Machine and Banner now join.
Correct.
Yep,
Okay.
War Machine, Banner both join, head to Wakanda, and that's where they join Black Panther.
So there's a few more chess.
And
So-
Bucky, yes.
So there's a few more chess moves, but for the most part, our game is set up. So we cut to nowhere, and that's
Yes.
where we see. I'm sure we're missing stuff. I'm just trying to hit the
There is.
highlights.
The big thing there is that we get the reveal that Gamora knows where the Soul Stone is before we go to nowhere.
Right.
Yes.
So that's because she asked.
Well, not exactly,
Star-Lord
but
to kill her.
it's
To
so
kill her.
telegraphed, like we know it's going to happen.
Right.
Okay, so we're at nowhere. We see.
Peter Erding? Peter Erding?
No, that's not. He's not in
nowhere.
nowhere.
No, that's the. Oh no, where they went to the
That's the
collector
door.
area, not,
Yeah,
not the other.
No, this is the best rug pull in the Marvel films so far. We see the death of Thanos.
Yeah.
That was such a great rug pull. I'm just like,
But come
the
on.
fuck?
Did
Like,
anyone buy that though?
I did.
I didn't know what was going on. Like, I knew he wasn't dead, but I'm like, what are they doing? Like, where are they going from here? Like, Josh pulled this out of the movie because I did. I had my arms out and went, the fuck? As
Yeah.
I was watching the movie.
I heard the fuck, and I look over and I see his arms out like.
You're like hitting a child in the way.
No, I instantly thought reality. So I was like, well, okay.
Well, I did too. Well, no, I didn't. Like, I was
I
like,
didn't.
what the fuck? They
Really?
I know.
I knew it wasn't real, but I was like, okay, maybe he's setting up for something, or there's something later on in the movie that we're gonna see, or maybe it's not real or whatever. But I know there's no way he's dead.
I was almost expecting, like,
A Thanos robot.
well, no, not a Thanos bot, but like I was expecting. Okay, so Thanos is dead here, and going like, okay, so how do we get the rest of the hour and a half out of this movie? And I was doing a whole lot of theory crafting that none of it involved the Reality Stone. I thought, okay, Thanos is dead. Guardians get the Reality Stone. Then we're gonna see Thanos and Death in the Soul Stone, and Death will use the Soul Stone to resurrect Thanos, and there he gets the Soul Stone.
And then you look up and the movie's over. You're like, fuck, what just happened?
Yeah, I did a whole lot of theory crafting. None of it involved the Reality Stone. It was a great rug pull.
So we see.
We should hit points a little less detailed.
Well, I figure we're just gonna go as long as we're gonna go anyway. I'm rushing. So we see Star-Lord. We see Star-Lord struggling to be the leader because no one Gamora and
He's trying to make a tactical plan, and Gamora rushes in.
yep.
And
Someone
I
has
told you to go right.
So someone mentioned this. I'm not coming up with it. First Guardians of the Galaxy movies, Star-Lord had mom issues. Second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, he had dad issues. Third Guardians of the Galaxy movie, he has father-in-law issues.
Yeah.
In-law. Yep.
Which and what I like most is Thanos actually acknowledges them.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one.
I like it. Or like you put too much faith in him, daughter. Like they're like, yeah, you try and prove me wrong, and then he does. And you're like, I like this one, and then, bam.
Okay, so that
also, Drax not being the one to run in was a kind of a rug pull too. I thought we were gonna have Drax run in, not Gamora.
And then another nod, because we talked about the Defenders nod, what he does to Drax and Mantis in that scene, where he basically makes Drax into building blocks and Mantis into cuts to ribbons.
Yeah,
Is actually a nod for when Thanos started using the gauntlet the first time.
I thought it would have been really cool if that's how they killed both those characters.
Right.
I really was a little disappointed when I saw them reassembling.
So that goes sideways quickly. Thanos takes Gamora. Then we jump to they are on Titan.
No, I think we jump.
Yeah, we get the
We
the
jump to-
flashback scene, I think. With,
We get the
When
Nebula.
he adopts.
who adopts Gamora, and then we see the
I thought-
scene of Nebula getting interrogated and find out that where the Soul Stone is.
I thought that flashback scene was very important. I bought that Thanos truly, in some weird screwed up way,
Yes.
truly loves Gamora.
it was fantastic. That moment where her people are getting slaughtered and he
just
turns her head
a little bit, so she's
yeah.
not looking.
So
That was
because if he
incredible.
was a sociopath, he just would have let her. I mean, he is a sociopath, but if
They're establishing that he genuinely cares for her.
yeah, I like
It
that.
is in its own kind of I'm not gonna say perverse because it's not that well. It's its own
Twisted.
demented way, but he does care about her.
So let's jump. They find out Thanos finally pulls out from Gamora where the
Soul Stone is.
Soul Stone is. Our Iron Man team, they have now crash landed on Titan.
and they pick up the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The other guy, they pick up Guardians of the Galaxy. They're on Titan.
Have a little fight scene.
So
great fight scene.
Yes.
the Team Wakanda's doing their thing. Thor is with giant Peter Dinklage trying.
Right, and I did not see that coming. That completely caught me by surprise.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be the classic trope, like, oh, it's they got the dwarf to play the dwarf. No, giant dwarf. Who was going to see that?
Yeah, and a couple missed scenes. I picked it up, but Peter Dinklage's character had his hands dipped in the Ruru metal
Well,
and
he
fused closed.
he actually said about it.
Yeah, well, he says, well, he took my hands.
Right.
But everyone I've talked to, everyone's missed the point that Thanos shoved his hands in the molten Ururu to seal them.
Okay. So an important scene. They go to the planet with the Soul Stone is, which is
I forget what it was called.
It is a throwaway thing. From what I've researched,
no, it's like Numir.
Volmir.
Volmir, that's it, yeah.
Okay.
It's a throwaway planet, not really important what it is.
Where something happened and I actually almost stood up and applauded Disney for having the testicles to do this. They brought back Red Skull.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That-
I almost stood up and I was like,
That, like, how, what? Because I read the actor was never going to do it again. That's why they never did
it wasn't
anything.
the actor.
yeah, it wasn't Hugo Weaving.
It wasn't?
It was not.
No, it was somebody else.
Yeah.
It was completely CGI. CGI.
And it was a different voice actor, too.
Yeah.
And that was another moment where, Adam, you spoiled it for me.
What?
Because we were talking about
It was Tyler.
Was it Tyler who just talked
Yeah.
about it? Okay.
He was like, I don't think Red Skull's dead, and then we went and watched it.
Red
We're
Skull
like,
wasn't
"Fucking
dead.
Red
Well,
Skull." Yeah.
Yeah,
He
okay.
might
So it
be-
must have been Tyler. And when I watched it, I went, oh, fucking Adam, you were just talking about this.
No, I think we all kind of.
Tyler brought it up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tyler. But, yeah, another one of those moments.
Right. Okay. So that scene.
I just didn't want you to give him credit for being too smart.
That's fair.
So third death of the Loki,
Loki.
Gamora,
Loki, Heimdall,
Heimdall,
and then Gamora.
and then Gamora. Okay. These are probably the only actual dead ones.
No, there's one more.
Hopefully one more.
It won't be.
Okay, we'll get.
But it feels like it might be.
Okay, we'll
I
get
don't
there.
think it will be.
And I have something to talk about on that one when we get there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's jump. Thor. Or,
Whoa! Before you go too far here, we have to talk about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
We have to
the
talk about
Gamora throw.
Thanos sacrificing Gamora.
I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this timer off because we're not.
Yeah,
gonna
we're not.
fucking
Fuck
make
it.
We're
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
make
So-
We're just doing a second podcast.
So basically, the important part there is that you see him. Red Skull tells him you have to basically kill someone you love in order to get the
a
soul.
soul for a
Sacrifice.
soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see him like the tear dropping down his face, and she realizes, oh shit, he does care about me, and then oh shit, I'm going to die. As he like throws her off, and she's telling him like, you don't care about anybody, and he turns, you see the
It's
tear.
not for
and he
it's
throws-
not it's
ugh.
not it's not for him. And then she's like, this is not love.
Yeah, that was fantastic, and I like that scene a lot because you get like for fucking once, someone is thrown off an incredible height and they die
Yeah.
because you see Gamora's body dead.
I also like
the
how
ground.
he always called her little one, because that is such a dad thing to do, especially a
Yep.
dad and daughter dynamic. The dad's always got some sort of
Oh,
cute little.
and then we
nickname.
need to go back. Can we go back just a few steps to the interrogation of Nebula?
That's against the law.
No, I'm breaking it then.
Okay.
Going back to the interrogation where he's telling her all of her traits that's in her, like her strength, how ferocity is. But I've never taught you how to lie. That's why you're so bad at it.
It was great.
Yeah.
But we'll get there anyway. Okay.
Right.
Anyway, so let's jump. What do you want to jump to? He's got at this point. Thanos has every stone but the.
He has 4 stones at this point.
He has 4. He doesn't have the Mind Stone, and
Or
he
the
doesn't
time.
have the Time Stone yet.
Right. Okay. So now let's jump to Thanos being on
Titan.
Titan. Is there anything we want to talk about before that scene?
Before that, I don't think so.
Other than that, it's just stuff on Wakanda.
Well, we get to
some
Wakanda. They get to Wakanda, then stuff starts happening. Right?
Yeah, we start getting into the fight sequence with Wakanda, with the Corvus Glaive shows back up, Black Dwarf shows back up. Not Corvus Glaive, I'm sorry,
Proxima.
Proxima Midnight, Black Dwarf both show back up. We see the Chitauri again.
No, I
Corvus
don't
Glaive
know.
shows up, but he shows up at a really important part.
He shows up much later. And then we start getting some cool fight sequences. We get to see how badass Wakanda is.
No, I
and
think-
again, putting a trope on their head with the Wakandan shield. Like, so in everything ever, you have this awesome shield, and then the bad guys just overwhelm it, and the shield generator fails. No, this one fucking holds. And
Yeah,
if
they-
it wasn't for Panther, it never would have come down.
Did you like the part where they all start taking off, and then all of a sudden Panther and America are like
Running a little bit faster.
like a
Yeah.
half block ahead? They're like, "Fuck you guys!"
Cap catches him so fast.
Yes.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I
I
He
thought
had
that
fucking
was.
missed the
rocket
scene.
shoes on, man. That was
I thought
we
that was
did-
kind of a cluster.
No, we didn't miss the scene. Well, we missed the scene. I think Thor getting the ring start back up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We'll go back to that.
It's throwaway.
It's throwaway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So during that battle, I thought it was kind of a cluster. It reminded me, well, better done, but it reminded me more of like Clone Wars and Phantom Menace stuff. It's like I don't know what I'm looking at.
You had a ton of minions getting bashed, but I had an easier time tracking that fight than I did actually the Thor and Thanos fight in the very beginning. At the
Okay.
very beginning of the Thor and Thanos fight, I thought, oh no, this is going to be 2.5 hours of Marvel shaky cam.
Right.
And this fight, I could track the combat very, very well.
Okay, so the Wakandans are fighting the invading army. Let's jump to Titan.
Yes.
At this point,
This is-
why
Oh my god, this fight.
does Thanos return to Titan? I don't remember.
To get the Time Stone.
Big time stone. Okay, now
Because Ma was supposed to bring the Time Stone to him on Titan.
That's right.
And he shows up and goes, oh, the Ma is dead.
That's right.
Which shows that he cares about Ebony Maw because he's using a pet name
And
for him.
to a degree.
Yeah, maybe not as much as Gamora, but
But-
he did have a connection. He has either a respect or he has some sort of
Valid connection,
feelings for
So
Maw.
before he shows up, we see which is in the trailer, struggle between Star Lord and Iron Man. We see Doctor Strange going through time.
Doing
Trying,
trying to figure out the way to beat it.
that was kind of funny. How many outcomes did you see? Like 14 million. He goes, how many
14
worked?
546.
And he goes, how many worked? And he goes, 1. And then so Thanos shows up. Badass battle.
monologue.
The fight was incredible. The conversation was great.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't tell you, but I love the line. I think it's more towards the end of the fight scene. So if you want to jump back, go ahead. But I love the line where it's just Stark and Thanos and they face off. And I don't remember how it starts, but something about Tony Stark and Thanos goes, "Yeah, I know you.
Yes.
I know. I don't know why I like that line. I just
It's going to be important, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cody's
like
got a
I got
great
a theory
theory.
about it.
okay. All right. Well, hang on to that. So I'm just trying to go through the movie first, then we'll go through
Right,
theories
right.
and stuff. So there was that battle.
The fight scene was so well done. The way they combined the powers together, the way they lined everything up with the shots, like that fight scene was fan-fucking-tastic.
And they almost-
if you don't like it, fight me.
They almost
It
had
was great.
They almost had Thanos, but Quill figures out
Got all in his feelings.
right.
It figures out that Gamora is dead, and
Yep.
he ruins it.
They ruins it. Then at that point, Thanos pretty much wipes everyone clean. Pretty much kills, or is going to kill. I think fatally wounded, if not closely fatally wounded Stark.
No, that fight ends at the meteor. Then we jump back to Wakanda to do all the Wakandan stuff.
What? Right. No, but hang on. I was getting to the point where Strange. I'm assuming it's probably a gambit. Strange gives up the time gem,
Yeah, this is the
or
one,
gives up the time gem.
Yeah, this is the one future that Strange saw. That he knows that Thanos has to do this for the plan to work. But no one else is on board. No one else knows anything about that.
And is Strange not a pimp in this movie?
Oh God,
Dude, the magic in this is
Like when he
awesome.
starts making the copies of himself, the Dame, like Hindu hand
clone
things.
jutsu.
man.
Yes,
Civil War.
multi-form technique.
Yeah.
So
it's
Civil
so
War is
sweet.
more of like an Avengers. This was almost like a Doctor Strange movie. I felt this was like,
This is what Civil War could have been.
but they had. I don't think they introduced Strange at that point.
He
Well,
wasn't.
No.
But
no.
to the level of they doing stuff
Yeah.
with powers instead of just I punch you, and all that stuff.
How badass was it with Spider-Man jumping through Strange's portals, Quill putting the grenade, jumping back and flipping
them
off?
off.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
like
was.
Spider-Man doing the the little quips and stuff.
Yeah,
when
like-
that's Spider-Man. That
Yeah.
was so
Like,
good.
Magic
that
kick.
was great.
Magic kick. Magic kick.
I
It was
love
awesome.
Quill flipping him off and jumping down. When Thanos grabbed Spider-Man, I thought for sure I'm like they're gonna kill Spider-Man here, and that I would stand up and cheer, because that would mean they'd have.
He did call him an insect though, like insect.
And then I'm surprised he didn't go up like I'm arachnid. Spiders are arachnids.
I was waiting for that line.
Yeah, I was
really
kinda- I was
waiting
like-
for that.
I thinking he was in pain. That's why he didn't quit.
That's fair.
So Thanos wins, gets a stone. Our team is still on the thing. I don't. Did Drax and Mantis didn't really do much in that fight that I can remember.
Drax
Nothing.
was
Mantis had
The mind
Thanos like
control.
No, but I meant during the actual.
after-
After.
No, Drax didn't do anything. He made some slashes with the daggers. It didn't do anything. And
made
Mantis
slash with
stayed out of
dagger
the
and
fight.
then held a leg down maybe.
Okay, so that battle comes in. The battles continues. We see Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch isn't in the fight at the moment.
Yep,
Vision says like, you need to kill me. She doesn't, so she joins the fight. There's a cool widow. I can't remember her name. Part of the
Yeah, the general.
yeah, and
From
Scarlet
Black
Witch.
Panther.
There was a cool moment in that where they
Yep.
throw what's her face up into the saw blades.
Yep, that's how Parks of Midnight meets her end.
Did we
Right.
like those vehicles?
Yeah, those were neat. I thought it was an interesting way. Like when Parks of Midnight died, it was a real big shock to me. Like people are talking about like the shocks of the heroes dying. The villains dying and the ways they die are just as shocking and as brutal.
Did we like the line? Okay, so Scarlet Witch and the General about ready to be just mincemeat. Scarlet Witch comes up and just takes care of it, and she's like, "Why wasn't she here from the start?"
Love it.
Yeah, that was great.
Love it.
Really?
It was fantastic.
Like,
that was the break you
It,
needed.
it puts realism. Why is our powerhouse up there in the dang bunker when we need her out here when people are little timers are dying?
But hasn't it always been Scarlet Witch is afraid of her powers?
Yes.
because of what happened with
Yeah,
Civil
but
War,
the only reason she was up
when she
there.
accidentally
Well,
killed
I just
people.
kind of meant in like the whole canon of the character, and she kind of like comic books, every medium.
Yeah,
and
but
she
this
always
isn't
been
the
like
same
afraid.
Scarlet Witch from the comics. It's not necessarily magic. It's more cosmic, or they messed with her genes, powers. It's not because she's using magic.
Okay, now I didn't bring. This is another point that I didn't come up with, but So, Black Panther in the middle, you see a cutaway to a Black Panther fight. I thought it was very cool, the cutaways rather than just staying. So Black Panther's down by the demon dogs or whatever the hell they are. 5 of them just. That suit's vibranium. He can literally just lay there for years. They're not getting into that suit.
Maybe.
They're aliens. You don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, he just that's why I feel like Black Panther needs to be down powered a little bit.
Yeah, because you could see the kinetic like absorption and redirection that you see in Black Panther, but to me it almost seemed like it was being overwhelmed. Like it was only so much that it can do, because you could see it where it would charge up and react and charge up, and he made sounds like, "Oh, I'm getting hurt." So there must be like, yeah, it's no Superman suit, it's no Superman
Yeah, but-
powers, but it's not without. Not without some sort of.
There's
And he's
limitations.
not just going to
Limitation,
lay
yeah.
there
I
while all
think-
his people are getting slaughtered.
I think in the next, once again, I didn't make this point up, but I agree with it. And in the next Black Panther movie, the villain, whoever it is, should come up with some sort of device that
Sonic knife or something.
that creates a risk for Black Panther.
I want the because carbidanium is supposed to be like an anti-metal to vibranium, so they're not going to do it. But Omega Red would be an incredible Black Panther villain.
Is that an X-Men character?
It is.
Okay. All right. Oh, we missed something. Banner cannot Hulk out.
Yeah. Hulk's
Banner-
fighting him, and
Is
and
Hulk
forcing
embarrassed
his way
because he
back.
got his ass kicked?
I don't
or-
know.
I think so.
Like, I'm thinking there's something else behind this. Like, I think there's something the other reason behind why Hulk's not hulking out.
Do you have a theory on it? If you do, hang on to it to the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's like they definitely want you to think it's because Hulk lost to Thanos, so they want you to think that, but there could be more to it, and I really hope there is.
Right.
Okay.
That's what my theory is.
So Thor comes back.
Well, we get the whole forging of Stormbreaker.
Right. Well, but
Oh yes,
that's.
Stormbreaker.
Do we like? Was that worth talking about? Or you guys
Yeah.
wanna talk
Yes,
about
That's
it?
a
because
huge
that's
weapon.
Beta Ray Bill's axe. That
Right.
is Beta Ray Bill's
But we know he's in the.
weapon.
We already know he's in the universe.
Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah. He was in Thor Ragnarok. He made his face made a cameo on.
His face made a cameo. I know his weapon did.
No, in the tower in the.
And like in Thor Ragnarok, they have all the faces of the Grandmaster's previous champions, and one of those faces is Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray
I
Bill,
missed that, okay.
Man Thing, and
Really?
yeah, and I forgot the other one.
Really? I didn't
I
see
think
the
those.
man thing.
I think the pictures they put up for that are just like call outs for, hey, these are like just Easter egg things. We're probably not making these characters.
Right.
No, I'm just saying, but we do know Beta Ray Bill's in the universe.
If they have a
Yeah.
way to bring them in, because where they were in Ragnarok, they said time was wonky because there's not necessarily Beta Ray Bill might have been there at one time, but there's no telling he's probably not there indefinitely, so
Right.
we could still technically get him.
Do you like Thor's new outfit? I felt like the sleeves looked really cosplayish.
Maybe a little bit, but his costume is pretty much right out of the Ultimate books.
Like,
the 3 cylinders that lit up, and then the Stormbreaker axe looks exactly like the Mjolnir from Ultimates. Like that is right out of the comics.
It's sort of like a mashup between both the Thors, like mainstream Thor and Ultimate Thor.
Yeah, basically you put 616 Thor in Ultimate Thor's costume.
Do we like Thor calling what's his face a rabbit?
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was a good joke.
So
the interaction with him and Rocket was dope. I was into that.
yeah, did you like the emotional scene where
Yes.
Thor's like breaking
Yes.
down?
I loved
But
that.
he was trying to be positive. He's like, yeah, Loki's dead.
My father's dead.
He's died before.
My planet's
But I think
gone.
this might be real this time. And and Rocket says something like, "Are you going to be able to beat Thanos?" He goes, "Yeah, he's never fought me." And Rocket's like, "Yeah, he did.
He's never fought me twice.
He's never fought me twice."
Yeah, I really like that because Rocket, for being Rocket, was surprisingly down to earth and realistic, and Thor had his head in the clouds.
But
and I love that.
I think what's his face in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 really touched Yondu really touched Rocket and realized that he doesn't have to be a dick all the time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Emotional scenes showing Thor coming, a god coming in touch with his mortality. I think that really hammered it home for him too, and showing Thor Ragnarok might have been super campy for us, but to him, he lost a lot of stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
Completely. That was devastating, and he's just been trying to keep it all together. He's like, I'm doing fine. Oh, I'm not doing so fine. I'm doing fine, but I'm going to be here for you. Sort of feeling.
So Thor enters the fray
Yes.
as badass as
Well,
I was expecting.
And Banner opening up the suit that he's in.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are screwed
Yeah.
now.
I thought
True!
I was
Like, that
expecting
was
that Led
insane,
Zeppelin song
too.
to hit.
Yeah,
when
right.
It was going. The team up between Rocket and Bucky Barnes.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
How much you want for the gun? It's not for sale. What about the arm? You're like, he just ignores him. I'm gonna get that arm.
See,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the kind of humor I like because he's like Rocket is like walking away as he's saying he's like turning away from the camera. So it's just like a natural. It's almost like if that was a real thing, if a real actor, that was kind of like him. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get that arm. Like that's the kind of humor I think is funny.
Just
Yeah, that
holding
was
Rocket
great,
up
yeah.
while he's shooting.
Yeah, that was he did that. Who they did that with Rocket in another what in that movie? Rocket was picked up. What was the? Didn't Rocket team up with another person in a fight in
I
that movie?
don't
No, I
remember.
think
don't so.
you might be thinking about the first Guardians.
No, that's not what I'm thinking. But anyway, keep going. So at this point,
Scarlet Witch goes to Vision.
no. We what's his face attacks. Corvus Glaive is.
Oh yeah, Corvus Glaive attacks Vision, and Vision enters the fight. Corvus, and everyone realizes
Before-
that Vision needs help.
Before Vision gets kicked off the table, though, Shuri changes what she's doing with the keyboard.
Yes, you can definitely see there's a definite change in the operation that Shuri is doing to Vision, and
Okay.
what it is we don't know, but she definitely changes what she's doing.
Okay. I feel like Vision in all the movies he's in, he's been portrayed like Martian Manhunter. Like he's super powerful, but it's like a puss.
Well, it's not a push. Like Corvus Glaive getting the sneak attack with the space weapon basically fucked him over for the entire movie.
No, but
he was wounded through the
I just
entire
meant from the
thing.
moment we met Vision in all the movies he's been in, I'm just like I realize he's super powerful, but I'm just like, man, I feel like the character's being wasted as I don't know. Anyway,
In Age of Ultron, he did kick a lot of ass though.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Vision enters the fray. Fight. Our teammates are starting to be separated. Everything goes quiet. Thanos appears.
Poof, spamps.
At that point, the Hulk Buster attacks him. He's put into a tree.
Well, into a stone.
Okay.
Stone.
Panther attacks him. He's brushed off. At this point, while all this is happening, Vision's like, dude, you need to kill me. To Scarlet Witch. Telling Scarlet, like, time is done. Let's do this. Captain attacks him. He's just kind of beating the head.
Yeah, like you have your failed scene, by the way.
We'll get there. Jerk.
I had to bring it up.
I know it. That's fine. Scarlet Witch, actually, Thanos is approaching. Where was Widow at this? She didn't attack Thanos at all, did she?
She tried, but then she
yeah.
got pinned down, couldn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, like Jaws, from Jaws, slowly approaching Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch succeeds.
Destroys the Mind Stone.
Vision goes up into a blur.
Destroys Mind Stone and Vision's head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Now this is the rug pull that I saw through. Like the moment this happened, I knew the solution,
Right.
and they did it.
Okay.
Which is Thanos activates the Time Stone, rewinds time before the Mind Stone got destroyed, and then steals the Mind Stone.
Do we think we're gonna get pale white Vision?
If Vision comes back, that's how we'll get him.
He's more robotic as the pale white Vision, right? He's
Yeah,
more of a
well,
robot
he
or an
loses pretty much
android.
all of his emotions. Yeah.
Okay. So at that point,
And
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
extracting the Mind Stone, a quick aside on that, when Thanos grabs it and just like plucks it out of Vision's head, and he just has that crater in his forehead, that was crazy to watch. That was really
Yeah.
sweet.
That was very impactful.
Yeah.
And it was when he pulled it out. I know it wasn't sinew and tissue; it was robotics, but it like looked like sinew
Yeah.
from a human pulling it out. That was badass. So at that point, Thor comes up,
Well, gets the gauntlet. The gauntlet's all in one. You can see that it's filling him with power. Then Thor.
Thor throws Stonebreaker into his chest. Thanos goes down.
Something I want to. One thing that I found interesting. Stormbreaker was actually able to obey the power of the gauntlet because he threw in Thanos' gauntlet power, the hammer, but it was doing something besides just being thrown that kept it from messing with the hammer.
Well, it was spitting and it was shooting lightning all over the place.
Lightning, and then but I also saw Rainbow Bridge effects too.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it did kind of sound. Did have that that look. And Dinklage's character mentions that it would even be able to control the Rainbow Bridge.
Control
Theoretically.
Bifrost.
Yeah, the Bifrost. Yep.
Right.
So Thanos goes down once again. It looks like he's got another Thor jumps on top of him. It looks like Thanos finally has a fatal wound. He says, "You should have aimed for the head." Snap.
The snap.
The finger snap.
That's
Oh.
the panel.
Which I was stoked about because
Yeah.
I very much wanted Thanos to win because he has to be a hard person to beat. Otherwise, the Avengers are completely overpowered. Then we get that odd scene with Thanos and young Gamora again.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna have more meaning, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did it cost? Everything.
Then it comes back. The gauntlet explodes. Not really explodes, but like fries out.
Yeah, it's corroded. All the stones are
No,
corroded as
covered
well.
in gunk
Covered in
and-
gunk.
Like some of them are cracked. It looks like. And Daniel, you saw it a second time. Are all the stones there?
Yeah,
or some
the
of them
first
gone?
time I thought some of the stones were missing. A second time, no. All the stones are there. They're just tarnished. They're covered in gunk. They all are there. I made sure to pay attention to that when I watched the second time.
So Thor has a look of disbelief naturally on him.
What have you done?
Thanos, what did he has a line there, doesn't he? What does Thanos say after what?
I don't think he says anything. I think he just poops.
Oh, okay, poofs, bamfs out,
And then we get like, what did he do? What did he do?
and then that's when we get Bucky Barnes that says Steve, and as he's falling to the ground, that's
I'm
where
not feeling so good.
that's where we
Yep.
start seeing people disappearing.
So, quick recap on that. The characters we see die or get sucked away. We've got Winter Soldier goes away.
Yep,
Scarlet Witch.
yep,
Falcon.
yep.
Star-Lord. Drax. Mantis.
Strange.
Strange. Spider-Man.
Yep. Go back to Strange real quick.
Strange.
Strange's line. He said this. He looks over at Tony and says, "This is how it had to be." Or
This was the only way.
This is the only way.
We're in the end game now.
We're-
That
was
he
the
does that when he
end
gives the stone. Yeah, this is the only way. This is the way.
This
it had
was
to
the
be.
only way.
Yep.
Now, did
We
Peter
missed
flake?
Groot.
Groot.
Groot. Yep. Groot
Did
goes
Peter
away.
flake out? Because it just maybe they're just trying to hit the heartstrings on us. But I felt like everyone else was just kind of flaking out. Where Peter was like, look, man, I don't want to go. I ain't ready for this. Did he flake out?
Yeah,
He actually
he
flaked out.
disintegrated
Okay.
the same way.
Okay, all right, sorry. Go ahead.
And then we have Maria Hill and Nick Fury that go as well.
And
So-
that's the post-credit scene, right?
That's in post.
So all we got is Cap, Scarlet Witch,
We got
Black
Cap,
Widow,
Iron Man.
Black Widow. So the original Avengers.
Yeah, we have Widow, we have Cap, Iron Man, Nebula.
Nebula,
We have Rocket.
the only Guardian left.
Yeah, Thor remains. And then
War
Banner.
Machine.
War Machine.
Do we do Banner already?
Banner's still there. Yeah.
Banner stays. Panther's gone.
Panther's gone. Yep.
And then we have Hawkeye,
Maybe.
and then Scott Lang and
Maybe.
Nadia still remaining.
So,
Maybe.
so
Absolutely
that-
funny scene, not credit scene. Thanos, apparently he poos onto basically we don't know where, but he's walking. It looks like a primitive hut, almost sort of.
And he's just
walking.
sitting down to watch the sun.
which is
set,
which
like
is
he
an
talked
actual
about.
comic panel.
Yes.
Book panel.
Yep, the sunrise on a grateful universe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is where I disliked it.
Because you're wrong. But go ahead.
When I was watching everyone poof away, I was like, okay, because I know I'm just like.
Well, you're a nihilist, so you automatically thought, yeah, everybody's gonna die anyway.
Oh,
but
that was
for
me.
no, yeah.
No, I just
And I
wanted
still
Cap.
loved it.
I just wanted Cap to die because, so you keep.
You only wanted one person to die.
I
Yes.
understand. I understand why the original team is the only ones left because those guys, for the most part, their contracts are up. They're probably going to renegotiate. Chris Evans has made it quite clear he doesn't want to do any more movies. Now, I'm sure if you give him enough money, he'll do it. He doesn't want to work out anymore. He hates working out. He doesn't want to do it. Thor, Chris Hemsworth, he's had his trilogy. He wants to do more, but he has his trilogy. Iron Man, they can't keep paying him that much fucking money. I mean, they're going to because he brings the people in, but he can't. Fuck, it's a lot of money. He's had his trilogy. Cap's had his trilogy. I realize they're gonna give the original Avengers a curtain call. So the Avengers 4, whatever it is they call it, Clash of Kings or whatever you said, they kept them around because it's their curtain call. They're gonna do the bow. But as I'm watching all these people go, I'm like, he's got a sequel. He's got a sequel. Chris Pratt's gonna be in Guardians Volume 3. You know, I'm just like this.
Right. I mean, I don't think anyone saw those people get sucked away and went, "Oh, they're dead permanently." To me, when I got them sucked away, it was impactful because holy shit, they're actually removing these characters for this time frame. So it makes their future uncertain. Now we know they're going to survive to make these sequels, and if you look at it from a business perspective, yeah, it does kind of take away from that ending. But you get that feeling where now we know this original cast of the Avengers, they're going to be going into Avengers 4. All of these new characters are not.
I know, right? I'm just.
And the problem with that whole situation with getting rid of those people is, and some of the MCU people have talked about it before, is if they, on their schedule, their docket of things to come out, if they just go, hey, we have a Marvel movie coming out on this date and this date, instead of telling you what it is, then it's more of a shock factor when that stuff happens. But because they have to do the promotional stuff and everybody's trying to find out, well, what's the next movie, what's happening, it kind of spoils that kind of stuff for people too.
Right.
Which makes it harder to do those.
And that's why now, if they didn't do that, and
If you didn't know those sequels were coming, that would have blown your fucking.
it would have
mind.
blown my mind, because I would have been like, fucking Black Panther made $1 billion. They just wiped him out. But Spider-Man, $1 billion, they wiped him out. I was still kind of shocked they wiped out Spider-Man because he's a kid.
Right.
Marvel.
But I called it. It'd
You
be an
did?
emotional thing. It'd be It'd be like, it'd be another Stark. What have I done thing? It'd be the final thing in the coffin.
Yeah.
I think.
Now, everyone talked about the Spider-Man "I don't want to leave yet" thing. That didn't do anything for me. Seeing Tony, it's in the trailer, but knowing the actual, the reason why he's doing that, seeing him sitting there on Titan, however many light years away from Earth, by himself, just like I can't stop fucking up. And now half the universe is gone. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
that actually
Well,
impacted.
he's not
me.
by himself though, is he?
Well, he has
Nebula's there.
But
But they don't
Rocket is
even
too, right?
know
each
No,
other.
Rocket's in
on-
Wakanda.
but right. So he's physically not alone, but he's alone.
Yeah,
Would you want to be left on a plane with Nebula?
I mean, the actress that plays Nebula is gorgeous.
Well, yes,
so
she is.
I would.
But not. But
Not in that situation.
it just, to me, I'm not asking for a dark DC universe. I'm not, because I like the movie. I love the movie. It just, if we saw Thanos just beat down Steve Rogers and just beat him into the ground, and then he died before the snap, you're like, holy shit.
Now he's dead forever.
Or is he? Like, I'm okay with them bringing him
Here's-
back.
I think that kind of thing we're going to see in the next movie.
you're gonna get your epic heroic Captain America death in Avengers 4.
But I think it would have been better, and it would have been another Coulson for this one.
I will be honest, I did expect a few more
Actual deaths.
real deaths. Like
We're
like
not
it's-
done yet. Like, that's the thing.
I know, we've got another movie. I did expect a little bit more out of this one from the character deaths. Like I said, I would have been really pleased if when Drax and Mantis got transformed, if they stayed dead like that.
Yeah, I actually thought that. I was like, holy shit, that's went out like nothing.
That would have been really impactful because both of those characters are kind of throwaway characters. They're not super important. I can deal with both of them not being in the movie anymore, and for them to die just like that is an incredible way for them to die. And I think that's kind of a missed opportunity because they didn't really do anything for the rest of the film other than that one scene with Mantis on Thanos' head.
I don't think they're throwaway characters for their movies, though, is the thing. I know you're not a big fan of the two of them. You kind of like Drax in Guardians 1, but from 2 on, you haven't liked him.
I didn't like him in 2. Drax was fine in this movie. The Zargnut scene was a little much.
The thing where he thought he was invisible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I
a
thought that was
little.
hilarious.
I thought it was. I actually did like it, but I'm like, this. We don't have time for this shit.
Yeah, him standing there eating the nuts, watching them was great.
Him
The-
elaborating on.
Yeah, I have mastered the ability to be invisible while I'm eating these nuts. It was frickin' stupid. Because that's not Drax. Drax isn't smart, but he's not remedial either.
Well, are you talking across all the versions of Drax? Because Drax has been very different throughout a lot of the books, too.
That's fair.
And you also have to think about this isn't the books.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I just
And I know that a lot of people who've read a lot of the books tend to you have to.
But the Drax that we saw in this film didn't seem to have the same. The Drax from Guardians 1 and Guardians 2 didn't think he magically spawned powers of things he couldn't do.
I think that's more just hanging out with Quill and
Maybe.
Rocket.
It was poorly explained. It lost me on that part. The Mantis showing up going, "Hi, Drax," and Drax going, "Oh shit."
Well,
that was fine. That was a good way to end that gag. And the start of the gag was great. The end of the gag was great. That middle part lost me. It didn't work for me.
Okay, before we get to your theories, there was a few. I was okay with all the humor. I genuinely loved the movie. I really did. I thought it was fantastic. I love Thanos grabbing the moon,
Yes.
That was epic.
and just pulling it down. And I even like Stark going, "If you throw another moon at me, I swear to God," or whatever it is he said. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Stark. I loved all the I thought it was great. I'm just like, we're 19 movies in, however millions of dollars. I'm like, some of this stuff look, maybe it's Uncanny Valley happening a little bit because we don't really know what a giant 700-pound purple man looks like. But I was like, fuck, am I watching a cutscene from a video game?
Only because video game cutscenes have been really good. Like, at no point did I look at the CG and go, the CG is bad.
No, I was like, I'm looking
The mocap for Thanos was fantastic.
I agree.
And if you think Thanos looked bad at all in that movie, you need to go and get your prescription checked and get new glasses.
Okay, the opening scene, I was like, this better not happen this way. You see him holding Thor, right? And I'm like, that is poorly composited. That is horrible.
Oh, like, or he's holding him by the chest piece.
No, the head. Where he's
How
got.
is that horrible?
I did not notice it.
Rewatch it if you guys have the time. Rewatch it with that in mind. Some of the stuff on some of the, and this is just my opinion. I'm a maintenance guy, for Christ's sake, so what does it matter? Some of the stuff on Titan, I thought was like I'm watching a video game. Once again, it's probably Uncanny Valley because we don't, as humans, know what a giant purple man looks like. Maybe that is what he looks like. I felt like he wasn't actually in the environment. This is what really pissed me off. If you don't know how to do it, stop doing it. Like, I hate Rhodey on Iron Man and Banner when they're not in the suits. Like, there's like, so you got the body, so you got the Iron Man suit, and their head's always like a half centimeter off because it's composited because they don't want them in the suit. Downey just wants to wear his t-shirt and sandals on set. So like the head, watch it when the helmet flips off. The head is just like a half centimeter off, and you can tell it's a composite. One of the very last shots of the remaining, when Captain America's on the ground going, holy shit, or whatever, you see the Hulkbuster in the back. It literally looks like an old school film where they have the Hulkbuster and they just composited Banner, a little tiny, like they shot Banner over here and they just composited him in there because he's just like, just off of like he's 5 seconds off of this reality. And I'm like, what the this is a $1 billion budget movie. You can't composite that better?
I'm not much into the specifics of special effects, but I didn't notice any of that.
I didn't notice that either.
You being a film buff, maybe that's something that maybe that's a legitimate complaint. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. But I can't say that I noticed any of it. And for me, it all seemed fluid. It all seemed seamless. It all seemed great. So for the casual viewer, I think it was fantastic.
Once again, I'm a maintenance guy. I don't know how to do it. I was just saying.
Yeah, and you're more into the technical side of films, where we're more into the story side of films. So you have a legitimate thing to say. But from the more storyline aspect point of the movie, I wouldn't have known. If you didn't say that, I never would have known any of that.
Okay, all right then. What else? Anything else we want to comment before we go to the theories? And
Well, let's get into it.
all right, your theories.
Okay, the scene where
Snyder's running out of gas.
okay, the scene where when Thanos says Tony's name, and Tony's like, "So you know who I am? I'm one also with the burden of knowledge."
Okay.
I'm thinking there's Mind Stone shenanigans, because Thanos had the Mind Stone, is the first person to have the Mind Stone in the universe because he gave it to Loki to use.
Okay.
So he had the Mind Stone starting out. And then when we saw in Avengers: Age of Ultron, when Tony has his nightmare where he sees all the Avengers dead, and he sees the portals opening to Earth. All those Avengers dead are people that survived the end of Infinity War. I'm thinking that there's Mind Stone shenanigans going on. I'm thinking it's not necessarily Thanos in control of all. I'm not saying they're going to cop out like, oh, Thanos being controlled the whole time. I'm thinking the Mind Stone's shown them both stuff,
Okay.
for one. I think the reason the Hulk isn't the Banner isn't hulking out is because the Hulk doesn't want to Hulk out on Earth because he doesn't want to be hated anymore, and he doesn't want Natalie to see him as a monster.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting, especially with all the
That's-
development that Hulk got from Ragnarok. That's an
I
interesting
like that.
idea.
Right? Like,
Natasha, not Natalie, right?
well,
Black Widow.
yeah, Black Widow.
No, he's a big Natalie Portman fan. He doesn't
Oh.
want.
He doesn't want Jane Foster to.
Well, so Natasha's gone by Natalie before. Natasha's gone by Natalia.
In the books?
In the comics before,
Okay.
so that's kind of an alias. So
I think that's why they're not. That's why he doesn't want to Hulk out.
But I've heard rumors that World Buster Hulk is going to be World Breaker Hulk or whatever is going to be in the Avengers 4.
that'd be interesting. I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, none of the things that would lead to
World War Hulk
World War Hulk is
would
there.
cause that.
Yeah.
All right.
Like they have the whole he's the gladiator on the other planet, but they just have that.
Yeah, they haven't done any of the other things that are significant to that storyline. So I don't know how they're going to do it, if they're going to do it.
Okay. What was your other theories?
The other theory on the Hulk thing is, I'm thinking there's going to be time stone shenanigans.
Yeah. So you think Doctor Strange played 3-card shuffle with the stone?
No, what I'm thinking. The reason all this happened is Doctor Strange manipulated in some sort of way or form who survived the snap and who didn't survive the snap. That's what his end game was.
Okay.
So I have to engineer things. This person needs to be here at this time.
Right.
Blah blah blah. To try and set it up to set it up as best he could for that outcome wherever.
Right,
wherever
like
it
something
beats
like he
Thanos.
needed the snap to happen for them to win in the end, and so he's done time shenanigans to go back in time and tell Hulk, you can't Hulk out no matter what, or the world ends, everything's just over, or some stuff like that.
You've been doing a lot of reading on the internet.
No, this is all me.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm thinking that's the reason we're not seeing Hulk in the end. Because on a second round, you have Thor and Hulk double teaming Thanos. I don't think Thanos has a chance because you have
But if they could have done that in the first time, why didn't they just do it in the first time?
because Thor didn't have the hammer. I'm thinking that's going to be a
But
major
if
factor.
Strange could have went through time and saw that, he would have known Thor would have got the hammer.
Like I said, theories.
Hey, y'all picking on me, so I pick on you guys back.
I don't like when that happens.
Okay, sorry. No, I like
should
that.
respect your feelings.
That's
more.
actually really
One
cool.
thing for Avengers 4 too, obviously Captain Marvel is going to play a role. We saw in the end credit scene
Right.
where Fury drops the pager and it has her symbol on it.
super old looking high tech pager, by the way.
It's a 90s era pager.
98
but
era
it
with
looks
add-ons.
like a high tech version of a 90s era pager.
with add-ons.
So that would give 3 OP characters.
It gives
Thor,
you that.
Hulk,
if that's
Captain
the only
Marvel.
one that pops up.
Who
we
else-
Still,
who
we
else
still
would
don't know
you
what's
pop
going to happen with Hawkeye.
Well, he's not overpowered though.
I'm
no.
thinking.
Well, I'm
Well,
just talking,
he's
about
still-
people, just talking about people who can.
Oh
come in.
right. Okay. Sorry.
We
sorry.
still don't know. We have to wait for Ant-Man and the Wasp to find out what's going on with that situation as well.
Okay.
And with Nebula still being existing right now, I can almost guarantee we're going to see a scene where Nebula wears the gauntlet.
Yes.
That has to happen.
Yeah, so Nebula is going to have a very significant portion because in the comics, she hacks into the Infinity Gauntlet and is able to access some of the stones after she gets killed, basically. Gets zombified by Thanos. So I expect Nebula to play a very, very important role, probably wear the gauntlet in the next movie.
Why does the gauntlet go haywire after he snaps? Is that a comic book thing?
No, that's a thing.
Do you-
I don't know what they're going to be
Do
doing.
you think
with that.
Doctor Strange 3-card shuffle didn't give him the time stone? So
He
when-
had to have the time stone,
Yeah,
otherwise he wouldn't have been able to kill
yeah.
Vision and get the Mind Stone.
Yeah, he rewound time with whatever he got.
Oh,
from time.
yeah.
What I'm thinking is it took such a taxing role to do the snap. That's why the gauntlet's all messed up. Because, it's made to channel all this power, but using all 6 stones to basically kill half the universe, that's a lot of power. So no matter how beefed up this is. They're portraying it as, yeah, it took a toll.
But you guys all
Overlooked it,
said
yeah.
that you don't need the gauntlet. You can just hold it.
In the comics, you don't need the gauntlet. In this movie, they've established that the gauntlet
no.
is a
A
conduit, is
safe way to conduit the powers.
right,
Okay.
is a way to control them.
All right, let's bring this to a close. Quick theories on how they're going to bring everyone back. I know you've got yours. How do you think they're going to bring the rest of the population back?
It's most likely something with Nebula hacking the gauntlet, like Daniel said.
Okay.
That's probably what Strange is setting up for. Because if she can do that and bring back the people who've been lost, we're still going to see some people get lost before this is all over with. We're not done with losing people.
So do you think that's why
But-
Strange didn't just portal Thanos' arm off? Because he knew Star-Lord was going to screw that up, so he's just like, I'm just going to kind of stand back. Because he had that wrapped around. He had
Well,
Thanos-
there was only, he said out of 14 million plus options, there was only one outcome that was
so he was just like holding, but like, okay, let's just play this out. Let Star-Lord screw up.
we're gonna play this out.
Yeah.
I need to engineer these events into the future, the outcome that it gives us what we need.
Okay.
Right.
Absolutely. I think there's only two real ways you can do that. Either the use of the Soul Stone to bring back those who got erased, or the use of the Time Stone to do so.
And
So-
what I'm betting is, like you're talking about, curtain call, letting people off the train while they still have a chance. The next movie's going to come down to the choice. Yeah, we can bring them back, but we're not going to be able to bring them all back. And the people you want bring back, somebody's going to have to go back in their place or something.
So because Thanos has the gauntlet on this unknown planet. Maybe Nebula knows where that planet is.
We don't see the gauntlet or the stones on that planet.
Yeah,
We
it's
see the gauntlet on Earth, and then he walks away, and then when we see him, you don't get to see his hand.
rewatch because he puts his armor on a scarecrow thing, and he has the gauntlet with him.
We don't see him put the armor on his character.
Yeah,
It
it's-
happens in the comics.
It's in the back. It's in the background.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, you don't
I'll
see
go-
him. You don't see him put it on there, but it's on the when they cut to that scene. It's on the scarecrow already.
Okay, I missed
Okay.
that.
Like, so I'm thinking Avengers 4 is... I think it's going to take a significant amount of time past the Infinity War. There's going to be... It's not going to be a cut like, we got to find him. It's going to be a cut like they've been searching, where the hell is he? Because they don't know where the hell he is. Well, I think that's going to be a major thing in Avengers 4. We finally figured out where the hell he is. Let's go. But while this is happening, with all the dystopia and half the people gone, they've had to deal with shit even though they've lost half of every existence.
What if he's in Dubuque, Iowa,
That'd be awesome.
just chilling?
All right. Yeah.
Okay, all right. To close it off, we made a bet before the movie came out,
Yeah, we sure did.
and whoever was the farthest from being wrong had to wear a
From being
dress.
Okay.
Farthest from being right. Yeah. So my bet was Captain dies against Thanos to buy time for the Avengers. I was incorrect. Cody's was Spider-Man dies. That's right on the money. Tyler says Iron Man wears the Infinity Gauntlet. That was incorrect. Snyder says massive death. Time Stone to
Everyone
fix.
dies.
Everyone dies. Okay. The only person that was like right on the money was you.
I called it.
Yeah, you were
How
pretty
am I
close.
not right on?
You were pretty
massive
close.
Death.
He was on mass death, but the time shenanigans didn't fix the mass death.
You
I,
were
I said
close,
there's
but
going to be
not-
time shown shenanigans and there's going to be mass
Dude,
death.
you can't have two. Like I said, a bunch of people are gonna die. You said no, you like are you being ambiguous? You gotta go. Like, so fine, Spider-Man died.
Point
I
is,
wasn't being ambiguous
Yeah,
at
you
all.
was.
Point
I said,
is-
we're going
No.
to lose a ton of people.
point
You
is,
were right on the money, but you were very close.
point is,
Mine is the only
I was-
one
I was
exactly
on-
on the
You
money.
didn't lose.
When a 4 comes out, you'll see it. I
You
was
got
right
the
on
second.
line.
It's fine.
point is
We
the,
said for this movie.
the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Daniel said there'd be
Hang
an,
on. What in the room?
an elephant in the room.
Okay,
That
let's
was
do it.
fantastic.
Daniel said
I
there'd
was awake
be
enough for that. Voice.
there'd
That's
be
all I
an
got.
X-Men cameo, or
Some reference. Of
Reference.
the X-
Or an X-Men reference. Yep.
Daniel. 10 feet. No, was there any X-Men cameo or reference?
Not a damn one that I saw.
Scarlet Witch was in the movie. You're absolutely wrong.
Scarlet Witch was the closest thing, and that doesn't count. I wouldn't even let that count. No. Here's the crappy thing, and I'm going to throw this out there.
What?
We got an Arrested Development cameo,
Yeah.
but we didn't get an X-Men cameo. The hell, Marvel. The hell.
Well,
I actually
They
read
never-
about this.
They don't
Adam-
have the
Right.
stuff yet.
Yeah,
technically, technically, didn't they start shooting Infinity War way before the Fox Marvel buyout?
Yes, I thought they would add something in post.
They
didn't.
can't because they still have the deal's not fully finalized yet. There's still time before that's actually fully
I
done.
thought
That-
there was enough
that's-
finalized that they could do something with
That's
it.
why, like, the Dark Phoenix saga can still go on by Fox, so they technically still own.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mention that when you made that bet because I did not want to wear the dress.
I just wanted some sort of reference. So yeah, I'm probably the furthest one out. I will be wearing the dress next week.
For Mother's Day, mind you.
Yes.
Mama Daniel.
So anyway,
I'll
it's
We
it's
gotta
kind
get. We got. I'll. You got the dress. I'll get the bonnet.
okay.
Oh, we gotta get him a bonnet.
Yeah,
I don't trust a bonnet from you.
All right, fine.
Daniel Bo Peep. Let's do it.
you bring the Shepherd's King. I know you got
If there's
one.
a shepherd's cane, y'all are asses getting beat.
So anyway, it's too late to say this at this point. Don't listen to this if you haven't seen the movie. We said it above it. It'll be in the description. So that was our review. Any other last closing comments?
Go see the movie. If you don't have money, steal money to go see the movie. Actually, don't
Take candy from. We at Damage Control Podcasting, we want you to steal. Take candy from babies. Fake murder if you have to.
Anything you can do to go watch this movie again and again
Yes.
and again.
It's fantastic. Don't do any of those things.
I watched it twice in the same day, and 3D and regular D. So I got all the Ds.
I really thought someone had died when you walked in here last Sunday.
Oh yeah.
I thought someone had died.
Somebody did. Half the MCU.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Cody walked in, looked freaking shell shocked.
And the funny thing is, I saw a meme about that exact thing, so I thought people were exaggerating. They was not. It was that I go into Infinity War all happy and stuff, leave like. No, it touched me on an emotional level, and it was like that. And I felt that was the most amazing part about it. I convinced Daniel to go see it a day. I convinced Daniel to go see it a day early, just so I could talk to him about it that night. After we got out of the theater, we talked, I think, for almost 2 hours.
You had like Doc Brown hair too. You had looked like your hand.
Right.
You're like,
We gotta
someone has to see this movie.
We gotta go back, Daniel and Snyder. We have to go back.
My sister texted me today. I think this is like the second or third Marvel movie she's ever seen. She goes, "There's got to be another one because that's the shittiest ending ever." I'm like, "Yes, it'll be fine."
Shittiest or most or
She
best or best way to
No,
get
no.
people to see part 2.
She meant, yeah, that's what she meant. She was really down. She's like, she couldn't believe what. She didn't mean it was bad. She just meant like, I can't believe they wiped out the heroes. I said, just relax, correct your underwear, it'll be fine.
I'm gonna get to work, and people I work with who not big comic people, they're gonna be like, "Are they really gonna keep that person dead?" I don't know.
Just tell him yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
You're like, yeah,
I'm not
they're
for certain.
dead. Like,
Don't you work with old men? Be like, yeah, old man, they're dead.
I
You're
will.
next.
Only if they're Asian.
So,
Oh crap! We did get that new guy Kim.
okay, I'm closing off. Do you think you'd survive the snap?
No.
Survive the snap?
Obviously.
Survive the snap?
Well, let's flip.
Well, half of us would, half of us wouldn't.
Yeah, I probably would.
We got 5, so I'd be the one cut in half.
No,
So
only
I'm
4
thinking
of us here
Snyder,
right now.
Tyler lives, both of you die, and then
Oh no, Tyler's done for. He's got kids and family.
yeah, he wants
All
to go.
right.
He's like, please take
like,
me.
and I'm thinking
Sarah,
this
it
is
was a
how-
joke. It
Well,
was a
sorry,
joke.
last theory. Hawkeye's alive, but he's mad as fuck.
Because his family's dead.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
Oh,
we're gonna
we're
get
gonna
a
get
Dark
pissed off
Knight
Hawkeye.
that- no, we're gonna
and-
get. I thought we were getting Ronin. Yeah.
Oh, as Ronin. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Hawkeye Ronin. That'd be pretty sweet if that happened.
Ooh, I want pissed off Hawkeye.
No, I
Yeah,
want
that'd be sweet too.
Dark Knight Hawkeye and
Dark Knight Hawkeye?
Dark Knight
Yes.
Hawkeye.
That's a good
arrow in
analogy, I like
Thanos'
that.
eye. Cause
Now they
They've
better
shown-
not do that because that's how they killed Darkseid off. So they better not do that. I'd be
no,
pissed.
it's not gonna kill Thanos, but it's gonna show how pissed he is.
They've shown concept art of Hawkeye in his ultimate getup, and it looks incredible.
Do you think the closing credit, the post-credit scene in Ant-Man is you see the people fading? You see Steve
One-
laying, you see laying there with Wasp and what's his face,
Yeah,
and they
oh.
all go, and he's like, what the.
100%. That's how Ant-Man and Wasp ends. Is everything's fine? They get Janet back from the microverse, whatever the plot line is, and then either Hank and Janet go away, or Scott and Nadia go away.
Nah,
And
they can't.
What would be really cool It's something we talked about that night after the movie.
So here's the thing: if Ant-Man and Wasp ends with them getting Janet out of the Microverse, and you kill Scott and Nadia, then you have Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, both still alive. You have Ant-Man and Wasp. You have Cap, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man. You have the original cast of the Avengers from Avengers number 3 all together for the final movie.
Now,
And that would be dope.
Here's some-
use that as like passing of the guard to the new generation
Absolutely.
for the
here's some spoiler though. Sebastian Stan got into a little bit of trouble because he was talking about how Michael Douglas was on set for Avengers 4.
Don't fucking
Called
tease
it
me.
right.
Don't
But
tease me.
but why
I'm
would
so glad
but
we
why
came up
would
with that. Like,
but
I
why
hope
would
that works.
Sebastian Stan be on the set of Avengers 4?
Who's Sebastian
Because he
Stan?
comes back. It's
that is
Winter
Winter
Soldier.
Soldier.
Because they come back.
Because he got really because the interviewer called him out on it and he got really pissed. He's like, "Look, I'm no Tom Holland or Mark Ruffalo. Okay, all I said was he delivers coffee in a scene. That was it. I'm not as bad as those two. Like he got like legit. Maybe he was acting, but he looked like he was legitimately pissed.
One last thing is the level of detail they went to keep everybody confused about this
With the
movie.
trailer editing, when they
With
had
the
the
trailer
stones
editing.
out of the
Yeah, the
gauntlet.
Hulk was running in Wakanda, and he
Yeah, and
was.
he was only in the first 3 minutes of the damn movie.
running in Wakanda.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just the Hulkbuster in the actual movie.
And then that's my last theory.
What's that?
Time Stone Shenanigans. That scene actually does happen. But that scene is actually from the second movie.
Look, I don't know how they do it, but if they just do the rewind button, I'm gonna be pissed. If that's their
How'd they do it in
solution,
the comics?
I have no idea.
I don't remember how they fixed everything in the comics. I think it was from Nebula's gauntlet actually.
Because
Superboy.
she used the time stone?
Because she erased, not because they used time stone, but she basically did the unverse of what Thanos did.
Oh, okay.
And then
Superboy
I
comes in,
think
and
it
punches
was
the Marvel.
Spider-Man that got the
It's been a long
gauntlet
time
and
since I
then
read it.
used it to basically scatter the gauntlet, the stones and everything to unknown corners of the universe.
Yeah, that's when the Infinity Watch starts showing up.
That's
Okay.
why I said they took Spider-Man out like that.
Yep, and then Drax eats an Infinity Stone.
Okay. All right. Closing on that.
Nom, nom, nom.